Welcome back to Football Historian, and today tells the tale of an underrated icon from Germany. Toni Kroos rose from a small German club to playing for two giants of European football. How did this midfield maestro with incredible consistency play over 700 career matches and win 34 titles in 17 years, and yet not be mentioned in the same breath as some less successful icons? It's time for the history of Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos was born in Greifswald, East Germany on January 4th, 1990. Just 2 months after the fall of the Berlin Wall, Kroos grew up in a country repairing itself and repairing unity. He was born with sport pulsing through his veins, with his father a football coach at a local football club and his mother a badminton player. His brother was also a footballer, and Toni was destined to get involved in sport. He chose football, showing a very early gift for it at school. In fact, it came at the expense of his studies. Kroos wasn't academically gifted. However, he was still a well-behaved and well-liked kid at school. On the playground, though, this kid showed natural footballing talent. He joined his local team at 7 years old, playing there until he was 12. It was then that Kroos joined the academy of Hansa Rostock, a small club in the German 3rd Division. He stayed there for 4 years, but then caught the attention of scouts for a major club. The young Kroos had managed to attract interest from Bayern Munich, the biggest club in the nation and one of the all-time greats of European football. This kid was wily, clever beyond his years, and most importantly, cultured on the ball. He had the same kind of qualities as German icons like Thomas Hassler and Bastian Schweinsteiger. Not long after joining Bayern's youth team, Kroos was promoted to the B team in the 2007-2008 season. He made 13 appearances and scored 4 goals. He was good, but nothing yet suggested how well his career would transpire. He had ability without being spectacular. But Kroos' most defining trait and the key to his future success was already clear: hard work. Kroos had the kind of determination and will to succeed that can make okay players good and good players great. A first appearance for Bayern's first team was inevitable though, and that came on the 26th of September 2007 when Kroos was just 17. He played against Energie Cottbus and grabbed 2 impressive assists, playing in a team full of seasoned internationals and legit legends, and he made a hell of an impression on them. He made 20 appearances in his debut season, slowly but surely impressing the fans with his composure and work rate. The following season, he found it tougher to break into the first team, with 9 appearances altogether, but he was still expected to be a long-term success as he matured. The trouble with playing for Bayern Munich is that they're the biggest club in Germany, and a team expected to push for European glory. They have superstar players, and when you're a rising star, you might not get consistent chances to play. A loan move seemed like a good idea, and Kroos got the opportunity to join a decent team for the season in Bayer Leverkusen. It was an ideal level to play at. He would be able to push for an immediate first-team spot and still test himself in the Bundesliga. He joined in January of 2009 for 18 months and quickly impressed. The move worked out well for everyone. Bayern had a young player gaining experience, Leverkusen got an incredible player, and Kroos was given the opportunity to impress not just his parent club, but the German national team as they began to eye a transitional period with younger players. It was the 2009-2010 season for Leverkusen when everything clicked into place for Kroos. He played in all but one of their Bundesliga matches, winning the Player of the Month award twice. He had an incredible return, hitting 9 goals and 12 assists for the club. Kroos' brilliant season for Leverkusen was impossible for the German national team to ignore. He made his debut as a substitute against Argentina in a friendly match in March of 2010. A few months later, Kroos was on a plane with the German World Cup squad. The future was bright for Germany, it seemed, with players like Kroos and Thomas Müller breaking through. He made 4 appearances for Germany in his first international tournament, with the team reaching the semi-finals where they lost to eventual champion Spain, who, to be fair, had an unstoppable team back then. That summer, everything was going great for Kroos, but with his loan move at an end, he returned to Bayern Munich unsure whether he was going to be trusted as a first-team player. He didn't need to worry though. He became a first-team regular for Bayern, playing in 37 games in all competitions for them and scoring 3 goals. The following season, Kroos began to cement his spot in midfield and rose as one of the standout performers in the division. Bayern, however, had a difficult couple of years. Any year Bayern didn't win the title felt like an anomaly. In Kroos' first 2 seasons back at the club, Dortmund won La Liga. But in 2012-2013, Bayern hit back with a vengeance, and Kroos had the kind of season that suggested he was one of the best in his position in world football. Bayern's incredible season saw them win the Bundesliga, the Champions League, and DFB Pokal, their answer to the FA Cup. The glory was bittersweet though. Kroos suffered an injury in the Champions League quarter-final match with Juventus ended his season right there. Any long-term injury is a worry for elite athletes. The worry is whether you can return to the same levels. Kroos returned for the 2013-2014 season and got back to his old ways quickly, helping the club add a European Super Cup and the Club World Cup to their trophy cabinet, and helped to establish Bayern as the best club side in the world at that point. It seemed like they couldn't be stopped. Bayern finished the season winning the Bundesliga and the DFB Pokal, and Kroos then headed to the 2014 World Cup. After such promise in the 2010 World Cup, Germany headed into the 2014 World Cup with bigger expectations. But they were still seen as a team in the midst of a difficult transition. Some senior players weren't as good as they were previously, whilst the German media didn't want to expect too much too soon from players like Mario Götze. It was different for Kroos this time, as he was now more firmly established for Germany, a regular first choice. Kroos impressed throughout the tournament, but he was especially good in one of the all-time great World Cup matches, where Germany came up against Brazil, a team many expected to win. Germany destroyed them 7-1, with Kroos completely dominating the game and scoring twice. He then helped Germany see out a much tighter game, beating Argentina in the final and denying Lionel Messi the World Cup. When it comes to leaving Bayern Munich at your peak, there are very few destinations a player can go that are as impressive and huge. Kroos was about to leave for Manchester United. You heard that right, Man United. A deal was in place, but when David Moyes was sacked as manager, it fell through. In came Real Madrid, perhaps the most giant football club at the time. Kroos joined a team of stars. He was a great player, but was he mercurial enough for Real? Kroos approached the move like he approached his entire career, by knuckling down and working as hard as possible. His debut season was great. He had an impressive debut in the UEFA Super Club against Sevilla, winning and adding his first real trophy in his first game. That's a great way to make a first impression. But Kroos had witnessed a league with the biggest challenge he'd faced, Barcelona. Real didn't win La Liga in Kroos' first 2 seasons. However, he added one of his incredible trophy haul to his collection in the 2015-16 season when Real won the Champions League. That also gave him the distinct honor of being the first German player to lift the Champions League trophy with 2 different clubs. In the following season, he won his first La Liga title and another Champions League trophy. He also topped the assist charts for that season with Real Madrid, showing that he had quality to go with his relentless industry. Kroos soon discovered that Real had an unbeatable record in the Champions League. They love to win it, and even Barcelona can't compare. Incredibly, Real Madrid made it 3 years running when they won the Champions League in the 2017-2018 season. Kroos just seemed to keep on delivering performances, with years ticking by and players coming and going in the Real Madrid setup. Consistency was the key, and Kroos had his place in the starting lineup carved in stone. He added 3 more La Liga trophies while continuing to remain one of the most valuable players in La Liga. Then in 2021-2022, Real Madrid won the Champions League once again. In the 2023-2024 season, Kroos was 33 and still played most games. People wouldn't have expected this to be his final season. Kroos had been at Real for a decade, delivering every single game. He wasn't the biggest superstar. He didn't even get the plaudits often given to Luka Modric, but Kroos really was a midfield player who made it look effortless. He was a player who deserved a memorable final season, and that's exactly what he got. Real won La Liga with relative ease. To make it even sweeter, Kroos also helped Real win the Champions League again. He won a winner's medal an incredible 6 times. Even if he missed that first final for Bayern, his contributions took them on their way. Crazy record. Kroos was given a hero's departure for Real before heading to the Euros with Germany to play his final games. Germany were good in the tournament, losing a thrilling game narrowly to a rampant Spanish team who eventually won the tournament. And with that, football waved goodbye to a true great of the game. How good was Toni Kroos? One of the best? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe.